Hi, my name is Hanspetermeyer, and today I'm talking to Kathy Jerritt. Kathy is with Tria Fine Catering. We're here in Courtenay, and Kathy, Tria Fine Catering will be catering the upcoming Comox Valley Art Gallery Masquerade event on November 3rd. I've followed some of what you do with food. I'm quite excited to be there eating it. Tell me what I can expect.
Well, anytime we do an event of this nature, so specifically with a local organization like the Comox Valley Art Gallery, we really try to go out of our way to source everything locally. We do that anyway, but in this particular scenario, in this particular case, we really try to highlight a lot of the growers. So in this case, we will be featuring a lot of produce from Pattison Farms, from Eat More Sprouts, from our Zima Edamara Farms. Chicken, we're not fully sourced yet, probably from Tannadice Farms, but we're doing something fairly simple because the night is it's a big night. It's a pretty full night. Yeah. There's a lot happening that night, and we have a very short period of time to execute something that we really, it's really an opportunity for us, hopefully, to be able to create something that's a little bit more dramatic with respect to the display. So we're hoping to be able to really do up the buffet tables and treat it like something special.
So sourcing things locally is something that you've been doing for a while. Now, that adds to the cost, right? And
it does. It adds to the cost. It adds to the challenge. I mean, it's a great challenge. It's part of the reason we do it. But the challenge being, we don't do the same thing every day. So it's difficult to forecast what it is that we're going to be doing, and so we have a constant running dialogue with different growers and different producers, and oftentimes, because I'm booking a year and a half, 2 years in advance, it's really difficult to say, okay, we're going to be able to provide you with this, and this, because if we have a bad year, if the growers can't get this, or if they just, all of those things affect, I mean, just like you would in a restaurant, but because we are all over the place, because we go through these very intense short bursts of extreme busyness and then lulls and then busy and then lull. The most important thing that we do is we have constant dialogues with the farmers, with the growers. I mean, I talk with Jerry Pattison and Amy from Eat More Sprouts and all those different growers at least once or twice a week.
Okay, I like talking to growers too, but there's a business cost to that, and so what's the upside of using local?
I mean, from a purely cooking point of view, it's the best quality. It's the best that you can get. It's the most, it's the freshest. It's the most flavorful. It looks the best. Everything about it, with respect to that, is obviously for us from that perspective it's key. In addition to that, we're a very community-oriented business, and supporting local helps to keep all of the local producers in business, and it helps to keep our economy thriving. It helps to keep our community thriving. What
kind of reception do you have here? I mean, this is in the context of, I just came back from the Cowichan Valley, came from an incredible event. I'd always thought we were doing things well here, but they've been doing things well for a long time, and they're really alive. Can you just comment on receptivity to local food here and there, and
Well, I think you hit it on the head when you said they've been doing it for longer. They're a very established community with respect to the length of time that they've been marketing, the length of time that they've been growing. So they've been doing it for considerably longer. We're still relatively new with, trying to bring it all together. Can you smell the brownies?
Back to topic here. Back on topic. Oh man!
I know.
Oh, chocolate.
You must have just come out.
We're talking about, what are we talking about again? Chocolate brownies? Oh no, we're talking about the Cowichan Valley and the Comox Valley. Right. And you talked earlier about how people South Island they're accepting the higher price point, and the Comox Valley, we're not there yet. Is that right?
I would say so. I mean, with when it comes to catering, when it comes to events where we're working with local organizations, oftentimes we're working with nonprofit organizations. We're catering events for them. They don't have that kind of money. On a day-to-day spending habits, I would say it's tough. We don't have the same. I'm not sure people have the same connection yet with what it means for someone like Jerry Pattison to not just grow the food, but plan it, coordinate it, organize it, everything from start to finish. I'm not sure that the full picture is always in people's frame of mind.
Do you think that what you're doing is always an education process?
Always, yeah. Constantly, and that's good. I mean, you had said it earlier. Are we in the education business? And we are. I think anybody who is choosing to do food the way we do, so Atlas Avenue, Locals, any of those restaurants, and Tita's, and any of the places that I left out that are also doing it, sorry. There's lots. There's always an educational component to it. You have to be able to answer people's questions when they say, well, why do you do this or why do you do that? Especially in the face of something like the beef scare right now. We can't, for a large catering job, for a 200-person catering job, we can't get people to pay the prices that local beef costs. We just can't. And then something like this happens with the E. coli scare, and we're getting phone calls from people saying, well, where are you sourcing your beef?
Right.
So it's an interesting thing, because beef is the one meat. It's the one meat that we struggle with sourcing locally. Pork, chicken, fish, easy. Beef, it's available, it's around, but it's an education process, because it's different. It's very different. It's grain fed. It's usually not hung as long. Doesn't have the same flavor. It's different. So you have to educate people about what that means and why we choose to cook different cuts of meat the way we do. So it's interesting when something like this E. coli scare happens, because it makes people come back and go, well, where's our meat coming from? And then we have this dialogue, and they ask where the meat's coming from, and it's not coming locally, because well, for a couple of reasons, the cost, and oftentimes there isn't enough for that
right.
that type of, or that size of venue. So, I hope that all of those things start to, make people a little bit more aware of why else it's important to support local.
Do you, when you cater an event, I know, do you have people actually coming up to you afterwards and saying, wow, like this tastes so great, why does it taste so good?
Yeah. I think there's, I think partially with our catering, we do it very differently. We don't do, nothing wrong with it, but we tend not to do carved roasts. We tend to stay away from, a lot of the things that a lot of other catering companies may be doing, simply because a lot of other catering companies might be doing it. We would like to be able to offer something different. So when people come up and say that, I mean, it's obviously it's validating that we're hopefully doing what they want us to do and educating them about it.
And how do they respond when you say it's because it's local food, or?
How do they respond? I think people are always happy when inadvertently they supporting a local grower. I think part of what I love about the Cowichan that you were mentioning is there is a real sense of community, and that is another reason that I love supporting local businesses, not just farmers and producers, but local businesses. Flavours, for example, which I'm so bummed that I missed, was a real example of that, bringing everybody together in that environment. It's a real sense of community, and that's really, really important. That's really important. So,
well, I'm looking forward to tasting some of this sense of community. It's November 3rd, the Comox Valley Art Gallery Masquerade event. I think there's maybe a few tickets left. Good luck if you're looking to get in there. And I'm looking forward to tasting what Tria Culinary has to offer. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.